this is very much a spontaneous video today. I didn't expect to come out here and make any kind of a vlog at all. I finished work early today, so it's freed up a couple of hours of free time, and what I want to do with it is to have a bit of a ride around the woods, have a bit of an adventure in this lovely little woodland, which is about a mile or so away from where I live. So I've got my dogs with me, they needed a walk, I fancied a ride on my bike, and of course I've got my drone with me as well. So I thought I'd take my cameras and document my little afternoon out. Okay, so we're just waiting for the Neo to talk to the DJI Fly app. It says it's connecting. We are connected. I'm going to put it on the follow mode, but I'm going to go flat. Or I could go low even, couldn't I, looking at the terrain. Let's just try low. We'll see how we get on with that. That means it's going to fly a bit lower to the ground. Medium distance away, maybe 10-11 feet or so. We give that a go, see how we get on with it. Here we go. So, yes, very good. I thought the little DJI Neo, or the Angry Bee as I call it, I thought it kept up with me quite well. There were a few places where I lost it. It's just because around here there's some real tight bends, and if you kind of come behind a tree or something and it loses you, then it just basically just doesn't follow you anymore. But yeah, it was good. I did enjoy that, and I thought it handled the situation pretty well, because there's some quite narrow places, little paths here, where the bushes and the trees kind of grow in quite and make it quite narrow. So I think it did really well. Very pleased with the little Neo here. So I think what I'm going to do now, probably normal format, I'm probably going to find myself a little place somewhere, perhaps around here, and fly this part of the wood. It's quite dense around here, not where I went yesterday at Badbury Clump. It was very much fairly open up there, but here it's pretty dense. I think this is probably perhaps slightly more mature. than where I was yesterday. Different array of trees here. You got kind of more indigenous trees around here. You got some ash, you got some oak. I'm not exactly sure what that tree is there, but it looks pretty dead to me. But nonetheless, you know, it's a forest, and I like coming out to the forest. I like to spend my time in the forest. I like to try and connect with nature, as it were. I think this is a, you know, a good way to spend some time in a place such as this. You know, you can kind of connect once again with nature, perhaps, you know, and try and free up your mind, defragment your mind, let's say, of all the rubbish which we're being fed constantly, almost 24 hours a day now. Different news channels, you know, to really put us in a state of fear. Pretty much given up watching mainstream media. What I do tend to do now is to go on YouTube and watch what I call the real news, which is completely different to what you're being told on BBC, CNN, Fox and NBC, or whatever your favourite news outlet might be. But even watching some of the more out there kind of stuff, you know, they're talking of similar things, but on the polar opposite side of what you're being fed on the mainstream media, and that in itself also can put you, I think, in a state of fear. So I just tend to try and block these things out. You know, my kind of assumption is the world is basically going to do what the world's going to do. Okay, there's nothing you or I or your vote or my vote is going to do to stop these things. They're just going to happen. You know, all I can do is to try and somehow make my world a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more exciting, pleasurable. You know, so I tend not to pander to what the mainstream media says or some of the other stuff on YouTube, you know, but I know what's going on around the world. I don't like it. And occasionally I actually kick up against it, you know, on Facebook or YouTube, and vent my spleen every now and again. But these days you've got to be so careful. You know, there are people being put in prison for literally speaking their minds about the current situations in their country, around the world, just because they are so sick and tired of being lied to time and time again by the governments, who promise us in their manifesto that they're going to sort out immigration, they're going to sort out the NHS, they're going to sort the homelessness out, they're going to sort this out and sort that out, and things just get worse. And people, you know, are now starting to wake up to this realization that no matter what government you put in, things just don't seem to get better, and they're not going to get better. So I'm not going to let it affect my world. I want to come out here and I want to do what I want to do, and this is what I want to do to put myself in a good frame of mind, in a positive frame of mind, and just to enjoy my life, you know, the way I see fit. Okay. Right, so this place is going to be a little bit tricky. Sorry about me venting my spleen every now and again, but I find that this is probably a good place to do it. I don't get to speak to many people, let's say, so I tend to speak my mind when I'm kind of on here. Right in my back pocket I should have my iPhone. Indeed I have. Right, just a matter of connecting everything up now, and then we're going to go for a bit of a fly. No fog here today, thankfully. Very foggy yesterday on my other little video there. I'm glad to say that there's no fog here today. But lots of trees though. Lots of trees to take my drone down. But we try not to let that happen. I'm just going to put my phone on so it charges from phone, or charges from here. This is a charging hub as well as a controller, an RC unit and all the rest of it. Right then, let's take this little baby off, shall we? And oh dear, right, expect 1 or 2 downings, guys. This is going to be quite a tough one. So we'll just give it a go, see how we get on with it. Right, we'll start filming. Okay, so same format, isn't it, as my other videos, pretty much. We're just going to give this a go and see how we get on with it. You can see that it's really quite a dense affair out there, isn't it? This is going to be a bit trickier, perhaps, than some of the other flights I've had. So I need to make you aware, okay, there's going to be 1 or 2 collisions, let's say, probably. I try not to, but sometimes, you know, a little branch just jumps out and just has a little bit of a pop at the drone, grabs it and just drags it down. Anyway, we just see how long. Point updated. We see how far we can go before we have the first incident or accident or whatever. You can see it's pretty wild out there. It's pretty nice as well. Okay, right, I'm just getting a little notification on my phone just saying that it's having a bit of a problem connecting with the drone, so I'm just going to bring it back slightly. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I like to just embrace and envelop myself with nature, really, and try not to let's just say let the current political climate cloud my thinking and perhaps put me in a place where it's not so good. Okay, always a bit of a challenge, that, by the way, you know. When you're sort of aware of what's going on around the world, you soon come to the understanding that I just think the problems which we have, I just sometimes think they're just far too big for mankind to really sort out, you know. I think we've made a bit of a cock-up of the world, let's say. You know, I heard something very interesting. A news article the other day. I don't often listen to the news, but I did hear something, actually. I think it was an American guy. It might have been from MIT, some scientist, I think it was. Apparently, they found, by using some kind of, I don't know what it was, X-ray imaging or something, they found a city in Mexico which has been buried for about 1,000 years. Okay, and a bit of history about it. They're thinking the reasons why it was abandoned, this was an abandoned city, okay, Aztec kind of stuff or whatever it was, an abandoned city, okay, in Mexico. And they're saying the reasons why it was abandoned was because of, I mean, get this, because of climate change. Okay, climate change. So all those motor cars they had way back then, 1,000 years ago, obviously must have impacted their environment to the point that they had to abandon their city. Okay, you know, because today we're told that, you know, it's our motor cars and cows, you know, letting off steam or whatever else, that's what's killing our environment, apparently. Okay, apparently that's what it is. But apparently it was climate change which caused the people to flee this ancient city in Mexico. It does make you wonder about the whole kind of climate change thing, doesn't it, and what that's all about. To be honest, I think it's just one big way of getting tax, how to tax people into oblivion, you know. Well, I think the climate's always changed. I think it's cyclomatic. I think it always changes, always has changed, and probably always will change. You know, but I think it's a great way for the government to blame the people with cars and you know, you go on holidays or whatever else. It's your fault. You're killing the environment. You need to get rid of your car. In fact, what we're going to do, we're just going to tax you into oblivion. Okay, what's down below me there then? Not an awful lot. I don't want to see any water down there. No. Anyway, so I found that quite just interesting when they said it was climate change, and 1,000 years ago, you know, this ancient city which they found abandoned. Well, I find it interesting. But I think this whole net zero thing, this whole, you know, it's your fault and you know, you're causing the climate change and we're going to tax you because of it, as if that makes any difference at all. People have still got to, you know, get to work. They still got to go down the shops. They still got to go from A to B. You know, they just want to tax you because we are easy targets as people with cars. Right, okay. Right, concentrate. Tricky bit coming up. I see a gap. Ooh, here we go. Okay, this is really kind of sharpening up my drone flying skills, let's say. Famous last words as he buries it into a tree stump or something. Yeah. Interesting though. Flying through a forest with the skin of your teeth. Having fun, passing my time, throwing caution to the wind, or whatever. Anyway. Oh dear. Oh dear. We have had a downer.
Visual positioning failure, unable to return. Attitude mode.
Can I get up?
Visual positioning failure,
Lift
unable
off.
to return automatically. Pay attention to flight safety.
Lift off. I'm trying to see if I can get it lifted off or something. No, it's not having it. Come on, baby.
Landing.
Okay, right, land, and then I'll try and take it. I think there's something probably trapped in the props. Okay, it's not taking off. No, it doesn't want to take. A motor stuck. Okay. Oh well, never mind. Never mind, guys. That was interesting. That was about 7 minutes of flying. I enjoyed that. This is what I do. This is what I do. I get kicks out of this. This is how I get my enjoyment. Some people like to go to football matches. You know, some people like to go gambling. Some people like to, I don't know, play cricket, tennis, golf, or whatever else. I like to fly drones. I don't like crashing them, mind, but when you do, it means you've got to go and find them. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm sure Randall's got an eye on it for me. Good old Randall. He's out there somewhere. Okay. Right, that's the reason why it wouldn't take off. Had a load of leaves on it. Okay, that's good. I found it. And we got 43% battery power left, so we can at least go for another 5-minute. Okay, so here we go again then, guys. Another little flight coming up. There we go. We'll get filming. There we go. Right then, sorry about that. Normal service is going to be resumed. One hopes anyway, without too many incidences or accidents. Just have a nice little cruise through this densely populated wood. Bit of a down tree there, look. Let's just go through that gap, shall we? We're just going to drop down slightly. Have a little look down here. You might see something interesting. You probably won't mind. This is probably a bit too close to the town, but nonetheless, it's got its own form of beauty. There are some muntjac deer near, by the way, so that's probably worth noting. Okay, bit of a trail there. I think I came down that earlier. Yeah, I did. Anyway, let's get back into the wood, shall we? And get and have another little nose around. See if we can see the Great British Yeti or something. You never know what you might see. You might be surprised. Whoopsie daisy. Got away with that one, bit of a big hit. Okay, we're going down a bit of a hill here, I think. So I'm trying to lose elevation. And we go straight.
Visual positioning failure, unable to return automatically.
Okay.
Pay attention to flight safety.
I will indeed, my dear. Don't worry. It's all good. Believe me. Yeah. Yeah, it's really lovely round here, isn't it? Yep, autumn is in full swing. I think a lot of the leaves are off the trees now, and the squirrels are busy gathering what nuts they can find for what could be a long winter ahead for them. Not my favourite time of year, winter, mine, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Looking forward to spring again. And to be fair, at the moment, the weather in the UK this past week has been very, very nice, very mild. Okay. Right, going to go down a bit of a slope now. We are on 21% battery power, so we're going to have to, I think, head on back
Battery
towards
level is low.
the home
Aircraft
point.
will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
No, don't do that. Do not do that, please. That wouldn't be very helpful. I think we're going to head on back to the home point, which is going to be, I believe, over this way. Straight through the trees. Okay, I can hear it, so it's not too far away. Come to home, come home, baby. Come to daddy. Okay, that's the warning then. Okay, here we go. There we go. Sorted. Ooh, look at that, look. It's brought me back something, a little souvenir. There we go. That was good. Have a little 4-minute flight. That was nice. Glad about that. Come back in one piece. That was fun. That was good.